today's important current affairs. Let's start discussing today's important news. Madhubani art, Madhubani paintings. They are in news. Our finance minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, while presenting 8th consecutive budget of hers, wore Madhubani sari. Sari is just a symbolism. It's not just a style or a taste. It reflects our tradition. It reflects our culture. Madhubani paintings are very famous in Midhila region in Bihar. In fact, in mythology, there's a story that during Sita's wedding, her father, Janaka Maharaja, he decorated entire Midhila region with Madhubani art, with crystal clear detailing in the depictions. Human figures, birds, animals, nature will be decorated in the houses, on the walls of the houses, on the streets, and later on, the art, the Madhubani art, is being popularized in Mithila region. And one Dulari Devi, she gifted this sari to Nirmala Sitharamanji. The sari was gifted from Padma Shri awardee Dulari Devi. She was a self-taught Madhubani artist from Bihar. Madhubani art is a centuries-old traditional folk art that originated in Midhila region of Bihar. The art form is characterized by floral motifs, mythology, birds, animals, nature, etc. And Dulari Devi was a famous Madhubani painter artist. Her paintings aim to spread awareness of important social issues like child marriage, AIDS, female feticide, etc. If you observe in the last 8 budgets, if you observe our finance minister saris, they are all mostly handlooms. Mangalgiri saris from Guntur and Karnataka yellow silk sari, Pochampalli saris from Telangana, Bomkai sari from Odisha, red silk sari with black embroidery, a craft from Karnataka, Tussar silk from West Bengal. If you observe the trends, she is properly reflecting the handloom diversity in India and thereby promoting our traditional culture and craftsmanship. You have to get prepared with this Tussar silk, Madhubani art, Mangalgiri silk, and other silks and art forms of India, as Government of India is particularly promoting that. February 2nd is World Wetlands Day. The day is celebrated to raise awareness with respect to wetlands and their significance in protecting the biodiversity, water purification, climate regulation, etc. Particularly, this year's theme, World Wetland Day theme, is protecting wetlands for our common future. Coming to India, right now, in Asia, India tops in Ramsar recognized wetlands. We have 89 wetlands. In the world, globally, if you see, India is the third largest in having more number of wetlands. UK is the first country to have more number of wetlands, and India is the third country to have more number of wetlands. Recently, 4 new wetlands are being added to the Ramsar sites. You all know that there's a convention called Ramsar Convention with respect to wetlands. In India, Tamil Nadu tops in wetlands. They have 20 wetland sites recognized by Ramsar. Sakkarakottai Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu, Teerthangal Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu, Udva Lake in Jharkhand, 𝐾𝐶𝐞𝐵 wetland in Sikkim. For the first time in Sikkim and Jharkhand, wetland was recognized in the Ramsar site. So, Ramsar Convention of Wetlands is very, very important. Ramsar Convention in 1971. Ramsar city is in Iran. So, in Ramsar Convention, there is a provision with respect to Montrex record also. What is this Montrex record all about? If some wetlands are being damaged or threatened with anthropogenic or developmental activities, under Ramsar Convention there is a Montrex record. That wetland will be notified under Montrex record in order to have a special protection of it. So government should take special action on that to protect those wetlands. In India, 𝐾𝐨𝐰𝐧𝐥𝐨𝐚𝐝 National Park in Rajasthan, Loktak Lake in Manipur, these two wetlands are in Montrex record. Chilka was removed. Earlier Chilka was there, now Chilka in Orissa is not in Montrex record. Coming back, India becomes nation with the largest tiger population in the world. India now hosts the world's largest tiger population. Despite having the highest human density and just 18% of global tiger habitat, in just over a decade, India have doubled its tiger population to more than 3,600, accounting for 75% of world's tigers. These tigers now inhabit an area of 1,38,200 square kilometers. In fact, I can tell you, the tiger habitat in India, 1,38,200 square kilometers, roughly half of the size of UK. And if you observe, India is trying to safeguard big cats from poaching, habitat loss, and man-animal conflict is a serious issue again. Uplifting tribal and local communities there are all the things India is focusing right now. And particularly, I can tell you, 2 years back we have launched International Big Cat Alliance. 2 years back we have launched International Big Cat Alliance. Under International Big Cat Alliance, there are 7 varieties of big cats, under which tiger is also very important. And 75% of the world tigers are in India. We have 3,600 tigers. Our project Tiger is highly successful, and also our tiger conservation measures are also highly successful. And Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Uttarakhand, Karnataka, you can observe high density of tigers. Coming back, next important thing that is coming up in news. Karnataka is the first state in India to notify Supreme Court's order on right to die with dignity. Humans should be allowed to die with dignity. Humans, when their mental faculties are active, they can give a living will or advanced medical directive if their health deteriorates or if they go to coma. What type of steps can be taken to support them to die with dignity? In this perspective, the Karnataka Health Department recently issued orders to implement Supreme Court's 2023 directive regarding a patient's right to die with dignity, and Karnataka is the first state to do so. Individuals suffering from terminal illness have the right to make statements in anticipation of time when they will no longer be able to express their wishes for both their health care and with respect to their deaths. So, when they are legally sound, mentally sound, they should be allowed to make a will, advanced medical directive. They should be allowed to make a will or advanced medical directive. This is a trend that is coming up. Economic Survey 2024-2025 is saying that more than 60 hours work week could adversely have health effects. With all the surveys, with all the explanation, Economic Survey touched the area, how many hours one has to work. More than 60 hours a week will adversely affect the human health. This is the explanation given by Economic Survey 2024-2025. So, a debate is going on in India. Infosys Narayana Murthy sir is telling 70 hours minimum we have to work. And L&T chairman is telling 90 hours work week. And why should you take Sunday as a holiday? Okay. Now, Economic Survey is telling if you work more than 60 hours, your productivity will be lost. It will affect your mental and physical health. Okay. With all evidences, with all survey details, it is talking all these things. Anyhow, I will make a separate video on this. Coming back, Nirmala Sitharaman ji in her union budget announced Makana board in Bihar. Makana is considered super nutritious food. Makana is a trending food. Pool Makana. Pool Makana is now considered as a super nutritious food. Government is trying to enhance its production and processing of fox nuts or lotus seeds, which are also called as Makana. And Makana is highly rich in protein and fiber. and it is low in fats. A 100-gram serving of Makana provides around 347 calories of energy. And Makana belongs to a lily family, Uraliferox. Uraliferox. It's a flowering plant. We can observe Makana plants near ponds, lakes, and other water bodies. Okay. It is extensively grown in marshy ponds, wetlands, tanks, lakes, etc. So it's very difficult to process Makana seeds. Bihar in India tops in Makana production and Makana commercial cropping. And in the world also, India tops and Bihar tops. 90% of the India's Makana production is in Bihar. Okay. It is highly rich in protein, carbohydrates, fiber, magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, iron, zinc. It also allows the blood to flow smoothly so that heart attacks will also averted. And it is good for diabetes, it is good for hypertension, it's good for loss of weight, and it is good for even anti-aging, antioxidants. So better to eat Makana from today. Even I am planning to eat. Till now I have not taken it properly. Okay, coming back. Trump imposes sweeping tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and he is planning to impose on China also. Sweeping tariffs. US President Donald Trump ordered 25% tariffs on Canadian and Mexican imports and 10% on goods from China, citing a major threat by illegal aliens and drugs. So, this is the thing. And Trump is eyeing on Panama Canal also. The Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, he was right now in Panama to hold discussions with the Panama country with respect to, it seems, with respect to Panama Canal. We don't know whether to what extent those discussions will be successful, but things are moving very fast with respect to Panama and Panama Canal. UK becomes the first country to criminalize AI child abuse tools. UK becomes the first country to criminalize artificial intelligence child abuse tools. The tools which are used to generate sexually or sexualized images of children in an attempt to curb a phenomenon that it was highly increasing in UK. They are making AI tools to sexualize or sexually abusing tools of children with respect to children. AI tools are being used to generate child sex abuse images and nudifying real life images of children or by stitching the faces of other children onto existing images. Very bad. Okay, next sad news. ISRO's 100th mission is malfunctioning, the desired orbit not achieved. So, the NVS-02 satellite, the 100th mission of ISRO, have not yet achieved the desired orbit, and ISRO says that thrusters on board the spacecraft failed to fire. So there was problem with thrusters, there is a malfunction. So it have not reached the required orbit. This is the thing. Prince Edward from UK arrives in Mumbai, marking first UK royal visit to India since 2019. He is going to stay in India for 3 days. Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, arrived in Mumbai on Sunday as a part of his 3-day visit, aimed at celebrating and long-standing ties between India and UK. And Buckingham Palace have given a statement with respect to Prince Edward's visit to India. So, Prince Edward, the youngest brother of King Charles III, will promote the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award. He came to, it is a royal visit from UK after 6 years. South Africa unveils largest Hindu temple in southern hemisphere. So, it's very important. A grand ceremony marked the unveiling of largest Hindu temple and cultural complex in southern hemisphere located at Johannesburg. The temple, which has attracted scores of worshippers, represents a significant milestone in the Hindu community in South Africa. So the temple is very, very famous. Actually, the temple is being opened and promoted by BAPS. 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 You have to remember BAPS BAPS. Bocheshwani Akshar Purushottam Swaminarayana Sanstha. Exactly 1 year back. Similar temple was inaugurated in UAE and half of the interview of one aspirant who went from Telugu state, his optional is history, half of the interview went on that exactly that same point. Just before his interview, there's a session with him, as the same question have come. So the reason is, we might think that this is not so important for our exam, but I can definitely tell you, when you read about South Africa Hindu temple, when some expert reads about that, they will ask you what is BAPS and what is the temple all about, what is the necessity of inaugurating a temple, constructing a temple for Hindus in South Africa. They'll ask hundreds of questions. Don't consider any topic as less significant. So for our eyes, it might be less significant, but for their eyes, it will be more significant. Okay. India Indonesia share motto of unity in diversity. PM Modi inaugurates Murugan Temple in Indonesia, highlighting the acceptance of diversity. Highlighting the acceptance of diversity is a reason why people of different faiths live in harmony in both India and Indonesia. PM Modi said that the relationship between the two countries is not just geopolitical, but it is rooted in thousands of years of shared culture and history. It's right. India, Indonesia have shared culture and history. India's Ramayana, Mahabharata, they're all very popular in Indonesia. Indonesian airlines are also called as Garuda Airlines, which is a mythological bird of India. And PM Modi inaugurated Murugan Temple. Murugan Temple in Indonesia. He has not personally went to that online. It is online. India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. It's a very important thing. India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. India established itself as the third largest startup ecosystem globally with over 1.57 lakh startups recognized as on December 31st, 2024. We have 1.57 lakh startups. So according to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry data, this startup ecosystem is marked by creation of 17.28 lakh jobs, highlighting the profound transformation of nation's entrepreneurship landscape. So you all know that we have started a program called Startup India in 2016. Okay, now it is playing a pivotal role in India's development, particularly entrepreneurship development. So in 2016, just in 9 years, we have 1.57 lakh startups. India globally now reached third position in the startup ecosystem. And the most interesting news from Hindu, if you see, the Hindu newspaper, why World Health Organization recommended for low sodium salt means for India. Why World Health Organization is recommending for low sodium salt. So this news is trending from last 2-3 days. I wish I should tell you. Nearly 35.5% of country's population, India's population, they are living with hypertension. Nearly 35.5% of India's population, they are living with hypertension. So WHO is recommending switching the salt with K salt or potassium chloride from sodium. So use potassium chloride or K salt. Don't use sodium. Use sodium with a minimum content. Maximize potassium chloride or K salt. It will control your blood pressure and also reduce your heart disease. World Health Organization in its recent guidelines suggested that it may help in bringing down the amount of sodium one consumes, thereby reducing the risk of chronic conditions. Normal table salt contains sodium chloride. The K salts are potassium chloride. It is a good substitute to replace sodium chloride, and one should use more potassium chloride than sodium chloride. K salts are potassium chloride, have double benefits. They may help us in bringing reduced or downsizing the sodium consumption while increasing potassium consumption. There is evidence to suggest that potassium consumption, even in isolation, can significantly reduce blood pressure. Potassium intake mainly happens from foods such as beans, peas, nuts, vegetables such as spinach and cabbage, and fruits such as banana and papaya. This might be a prelims question this time. Sodium versus potassium. So K salts or potassium chloride are suggested to be used in the salt rather than sodium chloride. This is a trend that is coming up.